Right. So where are you here from today?
I'm here from Grand Bay. That's outside of St. John.
And what brings you here?
Freedom. I have felt so oppressed in my country that I almost felt I wasn't a real citizen here. I was born in New Brunswick, a free person. And I followed all the rules except for one, because my conscience said no. So my conscience, I followed my conscience, which I've done since I was a young girl. Because of that, I have been stripped of all privileges, and they're having think tanks now of what they can do more to make me more uncomfortable. I can't go against my conscience. I will tell you something, I believe it down to my toes. If you compromise people's conscience, even to have a job, you're tearing down a nation. You can't do it, and that's why I'm here. All these people are standing for my freedom. I contacted several politicians and not one would stand for my conscience. Not one stood for me, and that's why I'm here. God bless you, and I hope that you guys do a good job. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So how have you personally been affected by the restrictions and mandates?
Very moving. Well, I'm not allowed into a restaurant, which that's the only thing we did for out there, to be out. And, all the restrictions and I can't go into nursing homes. I have volunteered for many years. I'm not allowed to anymore. And I have a friend that's in a home, and I'm not allowed to see her. I haven't seen her since September 21st because of mandates. And I can't go against my conscience. I came to grips with it before they came out with that rule. And I said, what would make me go and do something that my conscience says not to? And she was the number one. But I chose to stay true to my conscience. And I've shed many tears. And I prayed and I prayed. And it seemed like I kept knocking on the politician door and nobody was listening. But when I heard the truckers were coming up I stood on that and I lifted my flag as high as I could, and tears ran down my face. And I felt such liberty. Those boys and those ladies, I'm telling you, God put it in their hearts to give me my freedom back. And I tease everybody, all these people are doing this for me. I prayed, and I know I'm being silly, but we're all together. I've never felt such unity in Canada like I'm feeling today. And up on the bridge. Every time I see a video of these terrorists, I sent a picture of my husband standing with his flag, and he was just looking around, and I said, this is Papa, an upregulated terrorist. And of course it was a joke. We're not. I've been called more names since this pandemic, and since the jabs came out, than I did when I was in school. I've been called names I don't even know what the meaning is. Matter of fact, I think they might be names I wouldn't want to say. And I've been called that, and I'm going, how did I get there? I followed my conscience and lived the same life for over 45 years, okay, as an adult. As an adult, I followed my conscience since I was a kid. I mean, I'm talking a little kid, and it's never led me wrong. So the Global News did interview me yesterday, and that's what I spoke about, was the conscience. And I did send a letter in last September to Premier Higgs, and I said, I fear what you're doing to the conscience of New Brunswickers more than I would ever fear a virus. And that's the truth. If you go against your conscience, you sear it. Every time you go against your conscience, you sear it, and it gets number and number until you don't have a conscience. And they were forcing people to take it, and they're saying, oh, all these people did what's right. No, they didn't do what's right. They did what they were coerced so they have a job. Those boys up there in Ottawa, when you take food from their table, take their jobs away from them, put their backs against the wall, they've got one place to go, and that is forward. I thank God that that Mr. Trudeau and Mr. Higgs has put all this oppression on the people. And I say, keep it coming. Keep it coming, because it's making the people stand up for what is right. And I believe it. God is with this. God is with this movement. I believe it. I can feel it. Yes. God bless you.
So,
Am
how
I
do you...
radical?
Sorry?
Am I radical? Well, I did read an article in the paper that said right-wing extremists, whatever that is on the rise. And I thought, so I questioned some people that have known me their whole life, okay? Since I was a young adult. And I said, have I changed? And they said, well, if you've done anything, you've gone more left. I have relaxed. So I said, okay. So I've moved a little bit to the left, and those over there think I'm an extremist. Who moved? It wasn't me. I have baked cookies for my neighbors and cakes for my neighbors for 45 years. Since I was married, 46 years. And I'm the same person. I hold the same values. We the same traditions we have lived. Doesn't matter what all the people around us, we just still live the same way. My husband and I, we don't. I mean, I did relax a bit after my children get up, right? But I'm not an extremist. I just love Jesus, and I love freedom, and I love Canada. But I will tell you, I felt like I was adopted out of Canada, and I wasn't even permitted to be Canadian. But these people are giving me my Canadian back, and I thank them.